Greg from Start House here. I got a customer. We're gonna call him Tom. Tom has, he rides a lot of bicycles. He has really big calf muscle. This boot is not comfortable on Tom's calf muscle. So, when I put Tom's foot in this boot, without the liner involved, standing on his footbed, he is smashed against this side and a little bit around the back of this boot. In here looks totally fine, so we don't need to do anything to this side of the boot, but we very much need to do this. He brought me this boot and asked if I could cut this down, which I guess is a solution, although that's really not the way to do it. Instead, we're gonna do what is commonly, we refer to in the shop as calf blasting. So, calf muscle, big, calf blast. Really common on this inside and around the back here for our muscular individuals. So, the couple things we'll need to do this. You can use a 2-liter soda bottle filled with water, a really big wine bottle. We've used both those. We still have them around here somewhere. And then our guy Ryan came up with this idea of cement in a soccer cone. And this works really good because we have 2 of them. So normally you're doing 2 of these at a time. I'm gonna do 1 at a time just so we can look at how this looks now, what it looks like after, and then we'll take the other boot and we'll put them side by side so you guys can see the difference in the stock form versus the one that I'm gonna modify. So this works really well. So you need something like that. And then if I wanna get a little more oomph out of that soccer cone, I can use these rear spoilers, put some of those in here so they would go in here and push one of these zones out a little further. And I don't know if I'll need these yet, but I like to have them at the ready. And then our good old heat gun. We usually remove these straps. Since I'm doing most of this work on the side and this is riveted in, I'm gonna try to leave this strap on here and not affect it too much. But if these were bolted on, I'd probably pull them off. If I was gonna do a lot of work around the back of this thing, I would just grind these rivets off here and then reaffix later, but we're just gonna hit the easy button on this one today. So here we go. We're looking at a lovely 230 degrees. And the important part about this is that it holds this temperature, right? Especially when you're doing stuff in the lower, you'll find that the temperature, you'll take the heat gun off here and it reads 247 degrees and in like 5 seconds the temperature drops off really fast and you're not gonna get a good punch when you do that. The upper cuff of ski boots typically doesn't require as much heat as you normally need just because the plastic's a lot thinner. So one of the keys to success here is really using the straps and the buckles to get some tension on the boot. The strap's actually not going to do anything on this guy. So I want a little more, I need a little more action on this inside, remembering how Tom's leg looks. So I'm gonna put that spoiler in there like that because his inside of his calf really juts out there. Okay, go give you a tool. Okay. And then sometimes what we do to hold these guys down in there, which we're gonna do in this event, is just put a clamp on there. And we got a lot of tension on that. So we're gonna let that set up and see how we do. So we're gonna let that cool down for quite a while. When these cones stay put, we chuck the boots outside in the wintertime, makes them cool down a little quicker, but we got time. Tom left this boot for me to work with all day. So I'll let this cool down for a good solid 15 minutes and then we'll pull everything out of there. And I haven't done the other boot yet, so we'll compare left and right and see how this looks against the stock boot. See if we have any luck. Okay, see you in a bit. Cool shop tool time. We have all these heat guns kicking around, and one of the guys here a few years ago, he just Googled cold air gun instead of hot air gun, and he came up with this thing, and it actually works really well. These work really well for getting boots cooled down. We use this a lot when we use internal heat. Like these guys are internal heat, so you can actually get the end like jammed inside of the boot and get these bits to cool down a little faster, which is really cool. But we'll see. Let's see what we got here. We got a boot at 127, and let's just hook this thing up and give it a couple cycles. So, when I look down in here from kind of a top view, and you can really see from this front side here how the original boot, I mean, I'm buckled about the same here, right? The original boot really actually kind of tips in here. And again, this is where I needed the room. So I would say on the boot we modified versus the stock boot, we're looking pretty good. So another way we kind of check stuff here is, this works a little better when you're doing like 4-foot stretches and stuff. I can get in here and see, I think we did this in our 5th Met Punch video, but you can get in here and check what the original boot width is. And I got that, so then if I'm gonna do a general stretch in here, I kind of know what I'm going for and where I came from. But in this case, about yay. And again, I'm on 3rd ladder, 2nd, 3rd ladder, 2nd for accuracy's sake. And then I got him about a centimeter or so in there, I would say. I'll follow this up with a little bit of, when he comes in to try these things on, what I'll do is I'll actually heat up this part of the liner a little bit, just to let that liner kind of mold and stretch in with his leg in there. And I'll have him wear it around the shop for 10 minutes or so, and get the liner to settle in and match what's going on with the boot. And this works really good. We do this a bunch in here. And because this gives a little bit more than these lowers, so this is gonna come over probably a little bit and give him even a little more love over here and kind of room he's looking for. So in the end, I think this is gonna work pretty good. That's how we calf blast this start house.